sky, watching the purple clouds go drifting by. The horizon is a line of silver and blue, where the winter light starts pushing through. Everything is vast and everything is wide, with nowhere for the lonely heart to hide. The ice is a floor for the dancing stars, healing all the winter's hidden scars. On the silver horizon I find my way, at the very end of a winter day. The edge of the frozen world is near, washing away every doubt and fear. A quiet peace in the freezing air, finding the magic that's everywhere. My breath is a ghost in the morning mist, a world that the winter sun has kissed. The mountains are giants made of glass, watching the winter minutes pass. I stand on the ridge and I look below at the valley buried in the snow. Sky and ice, light and dark, finding a little heavenly spark. The world is a dream in a bottle of wine, holding the peace with all its might. Silver horizon, edge of the world, fade into white. The clock has passed the midnight line, in a world that is so divine. The snow is glowing with a hidden blue. I don't know what I'm supposed to do, but stay in the silence and stay in the dark, looking for the tiny silver spark. Midnight frost tonight, underneath the winter light. Blue hour stillness soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep, sinking in the indigo and the gray. At the end of a winter day. underneath the velvet side. Midnight frost tonight, underneath the winter light. Blue hour stillness soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep, sinking in the indigo and the gray. At the end of a winter day, blue is a feeling, blue is a dream, floating on a milky stream. Let the color wash over your soul, making the broken pieces whole. I close my eyes and I feel the flow above the hills of fallen snow. The peak of the winter is a quiet place, full of beauty and full of grace. We're waiting for the light to start to turn, thinking of the lessons that we learned. Midnight frost tonight, underneath the winter light. Blue hour stillness soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep, sinking in the indigo and the gray. At the end of a winter day, blue hour, midnight frost, deep sleep.
The sun is a pale yellow coin in the sky, watching the heavy white clouds go by. On every branch a silver flower grows, born from the breath of the winter snows. I watch the garden turn to crystal lace in this quiet early morning place.
Morning frost bloom tonight in the pale and golden light. First light on snow, soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep, waking up slowly to a world of white. Everything is gonna be alright. Everything is gonna be alright. The shadows are long on the powder floor, coming to knock at my kitchen door. I'm heating the water for a morning brew, thinking of all the things I'll do. The air is a diamond, sharp and clear, chasing away the wind. interfere. Morning frost bloom tonight in the pale and golden light. First light on snow, soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep. Waking up slowly to a world of white. Everything is gonna be alright. Everything is gonna be alright. It's a clean slate, it's a new start, written on the window of my heart. Nature is painting a masterpiece, giving my soul a moment of peace. I wrap my hands around a ceramic cup, watching the winter steam go up. No need to hurry, no need to run. Underneath the rising sun, the garden is sleeping in a silver coat, in the song that the morning wrote. Morning frost bloom tonight in the pale and golden light. First light on snow, soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep. Waking up slowly to a world of white. Everything is gonna be alright. Everything is gonna be alright. First light, frost bloom, morning peace.
Deep green needles and a sky of lead, where the winter spirits tread. The shadow of the pine is long and thin, where the evening thoughts begin. Velvet forest floor tonight, in the final winter light. Shadow of the pine deep and still, over the valley and over the hill. The scent of resin and the scent of earth, waiting for the world's rebirth. But for now the silence is the king of every quiet forest thing. My boots are sinking in the needles brown, far away from the busy town. I feel the power of the ancient trees, feeling the bite of the evening breeze. Nature is a strong and steady home, no matter where we choose to roam. Listen to the heartbeat of the wood in a way that's only understood. Deep and still, forest floor, pine shadow.
cobwebs meet the wood. I'm doing things I never should. Reading the secrets of a younger heart, where the winter stories start. The ink is faded and the pages are thin. Let the winter memories in. Attic box journals tonight, in the flickering flashlight light. Dust and ink, soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep. Holding the ghosts of a summer past, knowing that the seasons last. I wrote about the rain and I wrote about the snow, a long, long time ago. Every word is a step in time, climbing up the memories line. A quiet rhythm in a dusty room, breaking through the winter gloom. Attic box journals tonight, in the flickering flashlight light. Dust and ink, soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep. Holding the ghosts of a summer past, knowing that the seasons last. Treasure the paper, treasure the soul, making the broken pieces whole. I close the book and I set it down, high above the winter town. I am a story in the making now. I don't know where and I don't know how, but I'll keep the journals and I'll keep the grace in my favorite little place. Attic box journals tonight, in the flickering flashlight light. Dust and ink, soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep. Holding the ghosts of a summer past, knowing that the seasons last. Dust and ink, attic dreams past.
The trees are standing in a silver row above the hills of fallen snow. Their skin is paper and their skin is white. I hear them talking when the wind is high, underneath a heavy winter sky. Birch bark whispers tonight in the final evening light. White forest secrets, soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep. Listen to the stories of the ancient wood in the way that only a forest could.
They've seen the summer and they've seen the fall, standing tall through it all. Now they are sleeping in a frozen dream, floating on a milky stream. Their branches are fingers reaching for the stars, far away
away from the winter wars.
Birch bark whispers tonight in the final evening light. White forest secrets soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep. Listen to the stories of the ancient wood in the way that only a forest could. Peel back the layers of the paper skin, let the winter sunlight in. There's a map of the world in the black and gray, washing the winter blues away.
Against a cold hard trunk, while the winter sun has sunk. I am a part of the forest and the ice, in a silent polar paradise. A quiet rhythm in the silver bark, looking for a tiny silver spark. Birch bark whispers tonight in the final evening light. White forest secrets soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep. Listen to the stories of the ancient wood in the way that only a forest could. Birch whisper, white forest. Quiet trees.
I see the gray ribbon in the sky, floating where the winter birds fly. The scent of cedar is thick in the air, magic blooming almost everywhere. Someone is warm in a house nearby, underneath the heavy winter sky. Cedar smoke drift tonight in the fading evening light. Horizon haze soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep. A woody perfume in the freezing cold, a story that is brave and bold. Mountains are hiding in a veil of blue. I'm looking for a path to follow through. The fireplace is a heart of gold, keeping away the winter cold. I watch the embers and I watch the flame, calling out the winter's name. Cedar smoke drift tonight in the fading evening light. Horizon haze soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep. A woody perfume in the freezing cold, a story that is brave and bold. Dancing in the midnight air, bringing us back to the center of home, no matter where we choose to roam.
up against the breeze, walking through the frozen cedar trees. The smoke is a beacon, the smoke is a sign that everything is gonna be fine. A quiet rhythm in the winter dark, looking for a tiny silver spark. Cedar smoke drift tonight in the fading evening light. Horizon haze soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep. A woody perfume in the freezing cold, a story that is brave and bold. Smoke drift, horizon haze, warm heart.
steady through the frozen brush. In the middle of the winter hush, a tail like a flame in the sea of gray, washing the winter blues away. No map to follow and no path to find, just the wild on his winter mind. Fox tracks and powder tonight underneath the winter light. Wild silence, soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep. Following the ghosts of the orange fur before the morning begins to stir. Nature is moving when we're in bed with a winter story in her head. We are the guests in this frozen land, held in the palm of a giant hand. The tracks disappear near a hollow tree, as far as my human eyes can see. A mystery hidden in the ice and cold, a story that is brave and bold. I stand in the silence and I feel the beat of the earth beneath my frozen feet. Fox tracks and powder tonight underneath the winter light. Wild silence, soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep. Following the ghosts of the orange fur before the morning begins to stir. Wild tracks, powder snow, quiet fox. the side of the frozen hill. A curtain of diamonds, a wall of white. Time is stopped in a vertical flow above the hills of falling liquid stone, soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep. A monument of ice in the middle of the dark, looking for a tiny silver spark. Looking for a tiny silver scar. Gravity is losing to the winter's grip before the final frozen drip. Wait for the sun and wait for the thaw. Sleep. to a forest on the glass, watching the winter shadows pass. Ferns of silver and leaves of ice, a tiny frozen paradise. No artist could ever draw this line in a world that is so divine. Frozen window patterns tonight in the middle of the winter light. Nature's geometry soft and deep while the rest of the world's asleep. Fractal stars and crystal lakes in my favorite little place. The cold is a needle, the wind is a pen, writing the story over again. It grows in the dark and it grows in the still. On the side of the windowsill, a secret language of the frost, where the summer thoughts are lost. Frozen window patterns tonight in the middle of the winter light. Nature's geometry soft and deep while the rest of the world's asleep. Fractal stars and crystal lakes in my favorite little place. Math in the water, art in the air, magic blooming everywhere. Look at the details, look at the flow above the hills of falling snow. I reach my hand to touch the cold, the most beautiful story ever told. It melts away at the tip of my bone, leaving me peaceful and all alone. The glass is a canvas, the glass is a door to everything that came before. Frozen window patterns tonight in the middle of the winter light. Nature's geometry soft and deep while the rest of the world's asleep. Fractal stars and crystal lakes in my favorite little place. Crystal lakes, fractal stars, nature's art. The edge of the world is a sharp blue line in a world that is so divine. The ice is meeting the frozen sky, where the heavy clouds go drifting by. It's a glassy horizon, a sea of stone in the place that I call my own. Glassy horizon tonight in the cold and ancient light. Polar sunrise soft and deep while the rest of the world's asleep. Watching the colors start to bleed, planted like a winter seed. Pink and orange on a field of white, shimmering in the early light. It's a slow motion explosion of the sun. Now that the daily work is done, the cold is a teacher, the cold is a friend until taking the spirit higher and higher. We are the witnesses of the glow above the hills of fallen snow. Frozen air, magic blooming everywhere. The horizon is a window to the deep and wide. Nowhere for the light to hide. A polar morning, a crystal grace in my favorite little place. Glassy horizon tonight in the cold and ancient light. Polar sunrise soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep. Watching the colors start to bleed, planted like a winter seed. Polar sunrise, glassy world.
We've reached the center of the white, in the middle of the winter night. The sun is a memory, the sun is a ghost, in the place that I love the most. Everything is solid and everything is blue. The air is heavy with the scent of ice, in a silent polar paradise. A mountain of silence, a valley of rest, putting the spirit to the test. We find the strength in the bitter cold, in a story soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep. Standing at the top of the frozen year, without a worry, without a fear. From the summer sun to the winter snow, everything we used to know is turning into something strong and clear, now that the center is drawing near.
crimson sky as the heavy clouds go drifting by. I am a part of the wind and the storm, feeling so powerful and all alone. The north is a teacher, the north is a friend, until the very bitter end. Heart of the north tonight, in the cold and ancient light, peak of the season, soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep, standing at the top of the frozen year, without a worry thrown at feet. No peak winter, standing tall.
Winter rain is falling on the glass, watching the frozen hours pass. A little rhythm on the window pane, mixed with the whispers of the rain. Raindrops on ice melting away the cold memories of a winter day, softly washing the world tonight, under the street lamps' hazy light. The garden is waking from a silver dream. I hear the sound of a hidden stream. The edges are softening, turning to gray as the heavy ice begins to stray. I'm tucked inside with a heavy heart, waiting for a brand new start. Watching the puddles on the ground without making any single sound. Water and ice in a slow embrace, finding the beauty and the grace. The seasons are turning slow and deep, while the rest of the forest is fast asleep, melting away. Rain on the glass, quiet tonight. The pendulum swings in a wooden box while the winter wind knocks and knocks. Every second is a heavy grain, washing away the winter pain. Time is moving like a frozen stream in the middle of a winter dream. Old clock ticking tonight in the final winter light. Winter slow pace, soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep, measuring the silence and the rest in the way that it knows best. face is white, shimmering in the afternoon light. I count the hours and I count the days through the winter's frozen haze. Nothing is hurried and nothing is fast, knowing that the moments last. Oh, clock ticking tonight in the final winter light. Winter slow pace, soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep. Measuring the silence and the rest in the way that it knows best. A circle of life on a silver dial, making me stop for a little while. Treasure the center, treasure the soul, making the broken pieces whole. I sit in the chair and I watch the time. In the winter's quiet prime, the world is waiting for the spring to come underneath the winter's thumb. But for now, the rhythm is just right. Oh, clock ticking tonight in the final winter light. Winter slow pace, soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep. Measuring the silence and the rest in the way that it knows best. Tick tock, slow pace, time goes by. The table is white and the cup is blue. I'm making a moment just for two, or maybe just one in the quiet room, breaking through the winter gloom. The porcelain is smooth and the porcelain is cold until the liquid gold takes hold. Porcelain morning tonight in the soft and filtered light, steam and ceramic, soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep. A tiny ritual to start the day, washing the winter blues away. I watch the swirls in the dark brown sea, thinking of what is meant to be. The steam is a ghost on the window glass, watching the winter shadows pass. A little heat in a frozen hand, in a silent white and empty land. Porcelain morning tonight in the soft and filtered light, steam and ceramic, soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep. A tiny ritual to start the day, washing the winter blues away. feel the flow above the hills of fallen snow. Just the porcelain and just the steam in the middle of a winter dream. Porcelain morning tonight in the soft and filtered light. Steam and ceramic, soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep. A tiny ritual to start the day, washing the winter blues away. Ceramic steam, porcelain light, soft morning. The peaks are hidden in a crown of cloud, looking so lonely and looking so proud. A heavy blanket of the ancient ice in a silent polar paradise. A giant of stone is taking rest, with the winter wind upon its breast. Sleeping mountain tonight, in the cold and ancient light. Giant of stone, soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep, waiting for the sun to touch the crest. In the middle of the winter rest. No trees can grow on the rocky head where the winter thaws have fed. It's seen the ages and it's seen the snow a long, long time ago. It stands as a witness to the earth and sky underneath the heavy winter sky. Sleeping mountain tonight, in the cold and ancient light. Giant of stone, soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep, waiting for the sun to touch the crest. In the middle of the winter rest. We are so small and we are so brave, like a fallen autumn leaf. But the mountain stays and the mountain knows where the hidden water flows. I look at the horizon and I feel the scale in a world that is looking very pale. A quiet rhythm in the mountain's heart where the winter stories start. Settle down and settle deep, while the giant is fast asleep. Sleeping mountain tonight, in the cold and ancient light. Giant of stone, soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep, waiting for the sun to touch the crest. In the middle of the winter rest. Giant of stone, sleeping, peak, silence. I'm looking up at the velvet dome, thinking of the way back home. A single point that doesn't move in a world that has so much to prove. The anchor of the sky, the steady eye underneath the winter sky. The North Star's path tonight in the cold and ancient light, guiding light soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep. A silver needle in a sea of blue, leading me back to you. The world is spinning and the stars are turning, while the winter fires are burning, but you are frozen in the middle of space, in my favorite little place, a lighthouse for the weary and the lost, above the hills of biting frost. The North Star's path tonight in the cold and ancient light, guiding light soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep. A silver needle in a sea of blue, leading me back to you. Navigation is a song of the soul, making the broken pieces whole. Follow the beam and follow the glow above the hills of fallen snow. I find my direction in the dark, looking for a tiny silver spark. You are the constant and you are the true in everything I'm trying to do. A quiet rhythm in the midnight air, magic blooming everywhere. The North Star's path tonight in the cold and ancient light, guiding light soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep. A silver needle in a sea of blue, leading me back to you. Guiding light, North Star horn. Below the window of the frozen lake, where the winter memories wake, the world is green and the world is slow, far away from the fallen snow. It's a quiet kingdom in the deep and dark, looking for a tiny silver spark. Under the ice crust tonight, in the filtered winter light, sleeping river soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep, floating in a world of muted sound, far above the frozen ground. The fish are moving like silver dreams, in the middle of the milky streams. No wind to blow and no storm to The surface is a shield and the surface is a wall to the winter's biting cold. We are safe in the belly of the earth, waiting for the world's rebirth. I imagine the silence of the riverbed, where the winter thoughts are fed. No clock to tick and no time to keep, while the rest of the world is fast asleep. A hidden universe beneath our feet, making the winter feel complete. Under the ice crystal night, in the filtered winter light, sleeping river soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep, floating in a world of muted sound, far above the frozen ground. Sleeping river under the ice. Quiet. The clock strikes 12 in the empty hall, moonlight dancing on the bedroom wall. Outside the window, a silent parade of white lace dreams that the winter made. No sound of cars, no sound of feet, just a velvet blanket on the empty street. Silent midnight snow falling down like a silver veil on the sleeping town. Whispers of the North Star in the sky, watching as the winter night goes by. Infinite peace in the frozen air, finding the magic that's everywhere. Each flake is a secret, a story untold, wrapped in the silence and the biting cold. The trees are holding their breath so still, under the shadow of the frozen hill. I'm the only one awake to see this world of winter mystery. Breath like a cloud in the dark of night, glowing so whispers in the dark. Stay still. The metal is hanging from the frozen eaves, far away from the summer leaves. Every gust is a song of tin and glass, watching the winter shadows pass. A crystalline music in the freezing night, hammering in the pale starlight. Wind chimes in nice tonight underneath the winter light. Crystal vibrations soft and deep while the rest of the world's asleep. A random melody of the winter wind where the frozen stories begin. They're coated in silver and coated in frost, in the places where the thoughts are lost. A tinkling rhythm in the heavy dark, looking for a tiny silver spark. It's a lonely music for a lonely street, making the winter feel complete. Wind chimes in nice tonight underneath the winter light. Crystal vibrations soft and deep while the rest of the world's asleep. A random melody of the winter wind where the frozen stories begin. Sound is a ghost in the winter air, magic blooming almost everywhere. Listen to the metal and listen to the cold, a story that is brave and bold. I watch them dance in the biting gale, in a world that is looking very pale. A quiet reminder that the air is alive, finding a way to just survive. The bells are ringing for the ice and snow above the hills where the winter winds blow. Wind chimes in nice tonight underneath the winter light. Crystal vibrations soft and deep while the rest of the world's asleep. A random melody of the winter wind where the frozen stories begin. Ice chimes, crystal sound, wind.
No shoes today and no boots at all. Walking down the narrow hall, a soft vibration on the oak and pine. Everything is looking fine. The thick knit fabric is a warm embrace in my favorite little place. Woolen socks, rhythm tonight in the warm and orange light. Patter on wood, soft and deep while the rest of the world's asleep. A dancing rhythm of the cozy home, no matter where we choose to roam. Patter on wood, woolen socks. Sliding across the kitchen floor, looking for a little more. A cup of tea and a piece of bread while the winter dreams are fed. My toes are happy and my soul is light in the middle of the winter night. Woolen socks, rhythm tonight in the warm and orange light. Patter on wood, soft and deep while the rest of the world's asleep. A dancing rhythm of the cozy home, no matter where we choose to roam.
shelter of the winter soul. A rhythm tapping, a soft shoe dance, giving a spirit a second chance. I sit by the fire and I stretch my feet, making the winter feel complete. The world is cold, but the house is kind, leaving the winter blues behind. Just the wool and just the beat of the earth beneath my frozen feet. Woolen socks, rhythm tonight, in the warm and orange light. Patter on wood, soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep. A dancing rhythm of the cozy home, no matter where we choose to roam. Patter on wood, woolen socks, warm.
Look up at the edge of the wooden roof. Winter's jewelry is a shining proof, sharp and clear like a diamond's light, growing longer through the freezing night. They catch the sun in a frozen glare, hanging still in the winter air. Shimmering icicles, chandeliers of ice, living in this cold and white paradise. But inside I'm white paradise, but inside I'm wrapped in a heavy quilt, away from the world and the city's guilt. Warm and cozy while the crystals shine, knowing that this peaceful moment's mine. It's mine, it's mine. The heavy wool is soft against my skin, keeping all the winter's peace within. I hear the wind try to find a way, but it's warm inside where I'm gonna stay. Layers of cotton and layers of dreams. Life is much slower than it usually seems. Let the icicles melt when the morning comes. Until then my heart just softly hums. Deep sleep.